I trusted my GPS more than my own instincts. That was my first mistake, and probably my last, because in that particular forest, every path eventually leads somewhere. The problem is, every direction also leads back to the same place, back to the same grave. I was never supposed to be there that night. My plans had been simple: drive to the coast, see some friends, forget about life for a weekend. But my car had other ideas. It died just after sunset, sputtering to a silent halt on a deserted country road, miles from the nearest town. No cell signal. The headlights were shot. No other cars had passed for at least an hour. My phone's GPS, however, still worked, its battery a comforting 70%. A serene blue line blinked on the screen. Shortest route detected. A calm digital voice announced, a walking route, straight through the forest that bordered the road. I hesitated. The trees were dense, black shapes against a bruised purple sky. Every horror movie I'd ever seen screamed at me to stay put, to wait for help. But the night was getting colder, and the silence was unnerving. I took a deep breath, grabbed my phone and a water bottle, and stepped over the ditch into the woods. The forest swallowed all sound instantly. No crickets, no rustling of nocturnal animals, not even the whisper of wind through the leaves. It was a heavy, oppressive quiet, broken only by the crunch of my own footsteps on the damp earth and the soft, almost holy glow of my phone screen. The digital arrow pointed straight ahead. I walked for what felt like an eternity, but my phone's clock said it had only been about 10 minutes. That's when I saw it. Ahead, the trees thinned into a small circular clearing, and in the very center, a grave. It wasn't old or weathered. It was just a mound of freshly turned dirt, dark and raw. There was no headstone, no flowers, nothing to say who rested there. I let out a nervous laugh. An old family burial plot, maybe? A pet cemetery? I told myself it was nothing, just a weird local custom. I carefully walked around the perimeter of the clearing, giving the mound a wide berth, and continued on the path the GPS insisted was correct. After another 20 minutes of walking through the suffocating silence, my phone buzzed in my hand. "You have arrived," the digital voice declared. I looked up from the screen, expecting to see the lights of a road or a house. Instead, my heart plunged into my stomach. I was standing in the exact same clearing, in front of the exact same grave, the same freshly disturbed soil. It was impossible. I hadn't turned back. I hadn't circled around. I checked the map. The blue line had changed. It no longer showed the path I'd just walked. It showed a new route, a different twisted trail that still led forward, and still ended right here. That's when I started to notice the details I'd missed before. Footprints. There were dozens of them in the soft dirt around the grave. But they were strange. They were barefoot prints, and they were all pointing inward toward the mound. None of them were pointing away. It looked like people had walked to the edge and just stopped. A cold dread crept up my spine. I backed away slowly, my eyes fixed on the grave. My phone recalculated again. "Continue straight," it commanded, its voice impossibly cheerful. Straight through the clearing, straight toward the grave. Shaking, I forced myself to walk forward, to prove it was just a glitch. But this time, something new was there. A small, crude wooden marker had been jammed into the top of the dirt mound. There was no name on it, just a date hastily scratched into the wood. Tomorrow's date. My throat felt like it was closing up. I reached out a trembling hand and touched the marker. As my fingers brushed against the splintery wood, the dirt beneath it shifted, settling with a soft sigh. And then I heard it. A faint sound, almost too low to register. Breathing. Slow, ragged breathing, coming from under the ground. That's when I ran. I didn't care about the GPS anymore. Didn't care about the path. I just bolted into the thickest part of the woods, anywhere away from that clearing. Branches clawed at my face and arms like desperate hands. Gnarled roots snaked out of the ground to trip me. I fell, scrambled back up, and kept running, blind with panic. But no matter which way I turned, no matter how deep into the darkness I fled, I always ended up stumbling back into the same place, back to the clearing, back to the grave. And each time I returned, something had changed. The mound of dirt seemed a little larger. The soil was darker, richer. The crude wooden marker looked more finished, as if someone was slowly, carefully carving it. My phone vibrated violently in my pocket. I pulled it out, expecting another route update. It wasn't. It was a push notification from an app I didn't recognize. The message was simple. You are getting closer. Closer to what? I stared at the screen in disbelief. Under the message was a distance tracker. 5 meters. 4, 3. I looked down. I was standing right at the edge of the grave. Then the whispers started. They drifted from the surrounding trees, soft and mournful. They weren't threatening, not angry. They were familiar. Dozens of voices all speaking at once. People begging for one more day. People apologizing for things they'd done. People promising they would be better, do better, if they could just have another chance. A wave of nausea washed over me as I realized the truth. Every single voice, every desperate plea, sounded exactly like me. An older version, a younger one. A me that was terrified. A me that was resigned. I finally understood. The forest wasn't lost. It was precise. It didn't just trap people. It brought them to the place they were always meant to end up. My GPS wasn't malfunctioning. It was a guide. It was leading me to my final destination. The dirt on the grave shifted again, more violently this time. A hand, pale and caked with soil, pushed its way through the surface. My hand. The fingers were thin, the skin translucent and decayed. They twitched, clawing at the air. As the hand emerged, the wooden marker fell over, landing face down. And there, etched into the back, was the name. My name. The chorus of whispers stopped. The forest fell into an absolute, crushing silence. The GPS on my phone spoke one last time, its digital voice now sounding like a final judgment. You may lie down now. A part of me, a tired, broken part, wanted to obey, but another part screamed. I stumbled back, turned, and ran. And for the first time all night, the path changed. The suffocating trees seemed to part. The forest opened up. Through a break in the canopy, I saw the moon and ahead, the glint of asphalt. The road. I didn't stop running. Not when my lungs burned, not when my legs gave out. I didn't stop until the first rays of sunrise lit up the sky. They found my car the next day, right where I'd left it. Still broken, still empty. But they say that deep in that forest, there's a grave that keeps changing. And if you're ever lost on that road, and your GPS offers you a shortcut through the woods, it isn't guiding you out. It's guiding you home. Thanks for listening, and be sure to subscribe for more strange stories.